Hello, welcome to this Dominion League match, Season 42. I'm in Division D2. D is the fourth highest division. There are 3 D divisions this season. There's 1 A League, which is the top, 2 B League, 4 C League, 3 D League for some reason, and then the 8 E League. There just weren't a lot of players who should have been. There were a lot of players who should have been in D League this season who decided to take a break. So we have stockpiles. I kind of draw my eye to that always. Stockpile is your only source of plus buy in this kingdom. That can be important if you want to go for crowns, if you want to go for bandit camps and lost cities and artisans and try to build a big province thing. There's also no easy way to get thin here, or any way to get thin. Now, there's Fountain, so Fountain is a little bit of something here. So since you can't really get thin, I think that kind of leads me to want to go towards a Duchy Duke type of build with artisans. Which means I play with some stockpiles, try to get some artisans fairly early. Early on I can gain crowns. In bandit camps you can crown a stockpile, for example, and build that up. Near the end of that game you grab a couple of extra coppers for Fountain, as I think you'll miss 8 on those kingdoms. I don't think the other deck there's enough draw and reliability to consistently hit province with Bandit Camp, Crown, Lost City. It seems pretty tough to empty the province pile. So I think that's going to be my plan. Open stockpiles. I'm going to open double stockpiles to try to get an early artisan, as that looks to be the best card on this kingdom. Then I went stockpile Enchantress, which is also quite reasonable. I have a decent chance of hitting 6 next turn if I don't bottom deck my stockpile. The Enchantress does feel nice early. It lets you draw 2 cards. It potentially will interfere with my artisan stuff. Once the stockpiles run, there will be no more plus buy, so all the gains will be in artisans. And they gain a crown. I'm also going to gain a crown here. I think crown will be good with stockpiles and with artisans. Crown Artisan, I can actually top deck 2 nice cards, like a crown and a something else. So they bought another stockpile. So they got 2 stockpiles coming into the deck. I don't have any, as mine are both in exile, which is fine. I will get them off exile this turn. Okay. So I am able to crown an Enchantress here, which is pretty sweet. And I think I will gain a crown and a stockpile to the top of my deck. And yeah, the crowns maybe aren't going to be super good. I maybe will need to add more payload to my deck soon. Or more action payload to my deck to do stuff with the crowns. So I'm going to be able to buy. I can also frog it. That's interesting. I think, though, if I frog it, I can crown Enchantress again next turn. No, I'm triggering a shuffle next turn. But I can crown Enchantress next turn. Okay, so I'll frog it. It's on top of my deck, and I can crown Enchantress next turn. That's a nice interaction. And I guess I'm just going to pick up another stockpile. You can also pick up ghost towns periodically if need be. They were able to line up their crown artisan. Which turn did they get the artisan? They got it turn 5. We'll see if they top deck it again here. So now that my artisan's on top of my deck and I only have 1 artisan, I can consider top decking like an Enchantress or something as my terminal next turn. Also, I'm only going to have 2 this turn, depending on what I buy. I might gain another stockpile, and I'll have 5. Or I could gain like a Devil's Workshop and get a gold. There's a couple things I could do here. And that would not give me a gold, that would give me an Imp, which is not terrible. Imp seems like a fine card to add to this deck. I can also just empty the stockpiles. I don't have any on my mat. They don't have any on their mat. So there's a certain sort of denial advantage if I take both the stockpiles here. I really do want to get another crown, though. I really want to get another artisan. So I'm thinking about just gaining a crown and stockpiles. I can gain a crown and the stockpile, top deck the estate, and buy the last stockpile. Okay, we'll do that. Top deck that. Play, gain a stockpile, and then buy the last one. Just to give myself the best chance of having as many stockpiles as I can, and then denying Namek another turn of stockpiling. They were able to Crown Artisan again. Did they set that up as well? They did. Okay. So with Crown Artisan, you can Crown Artisan every turn for the rest of the game. Until the crown pile's empty. Maybe I should have been doing that. All you're doing every turn is gaining one crown. So like at some point, you have all these crowns and they're not doing anything. So you don't have any of the other actions in your deck. Maybe that's not that good. Although the crown pile disappears and then you can just add a bunch of, I don't know what actions we're adding that we're crowning. You've got the one artisan and then the rest of the shuffle. You can Crown Artisan, gain Lost City, top deck it, top deck Artisan, and then likely hit Crown again because you have 10 of them. Huh. I think I should have considered that a little bit more. We'll see if Namek actually does that. It doesn't seem crazy to get the whole crown pile over the course of a couple more turns. And then you're just crowning Artisan, gaining Duke, top decking Artisan every turn. I should be able to get back around to that, potentially. I've got a couple of crowns. I'm going to get a second Artisan here. So they've gained a crown. And we'll see what else they gain. Yeah, I mean, I wonder. I get one less stockpile, but I get a crown every turn for the next couple of turns. I eventually pick up another piece, which whether that's in the ghost town or a bandit camp or something, it could be another action, and then I can, with my buys, buy one of those things. Okay, so they decided not to do that. Either they didn't realize that they could do that, which seems unlikely. They didn't realize the ramifications of it, or I'm overvaluing how good it is. So crown, stockpile. Oh, that doesn't work. Oops. I thought that worked for some reason. So I can crown copper. Wait. I'm not. I played crown as an action card. Okay. So, end actions. That was what I did wrong. Okay. Crown, stockpile, buy an artisan. It's slightly annoying the client lets you play crown as an action if you have no other actions in your hand. And in my mind, I'm in the treasure phase already because I have no actions. So I've got 8 here. I'm going to pick up another crown, and I think I'm going to pick up a ghost town. It doesn't do a ton for me. I could also just pick up a crown and save a stockpile. I could also pick up an Enchantress. I'm sad if I don't align crown, artisan, Enchantress, but I think if I don't manage to hit crown, if I don't manage to hit an artisan next turn, it'll be nice to have the Enchantress in the deck. We'll see. So the plan of going Duchy Duke seems to be a little bit irrelevant at this point. The crown pile is going to empty, so the Duke pile is not really going to come into play. So it looks to be running down duchies now, and there's a question of, do I just go ahead and take a province now? In these 15 cards, I've got 2 Artisans, Enchantress, Crown, that's 5 coppers, 3 estates, 1 or 2 other things. What are the other two things? Do I have 3 crowns down there? No, they have 4 crowns. I have 3. So I've got 2 crowns, 2 Artisans, Enchantress. Maybe I have 1 more stockpile. I'm just thinking, should I top deck this crown and then just buy a province and then try to rush down the duchies? Also, like, the crowns are very low, so it also kind of, I don't know if it's crazy to just buy 2 duchies now, or buy a duchy and a ghost town. The ghost town's not worth it. Probably just buy a duchy and save the stockpiles for the next shuffle. So we'll see what they do on their 9 if they go for province. They went for another artisan. Okay. So they've seen both their artisans now, one of their artisans now, and a couple of their crowns, and their enchantress. I think I am now going to rush down the duchies. So I can buy 2 duchies here, or I can top deck this by 1 duchy, buy 2 duchies here, and just start rushing down the duchy pile, given that I have 2 artisans coming up and they've only got 1. And I think the game is going to end very quickly from here on. So they do have another artisan down here. They do have some crowns, but they also have a lot of their starting cards, which they didn't really see last turn. And I feel like this game is going to end in a turn, in 2 more turns anyways, because we can easily gain lots of 5s, and the key piles are at duchy 6, crown 1, so that's 7 total gains. Yeah, they're crowning the Enchantress is nice. They're going to be able to work through the shuffle quite well, and they bought a duchy. Oh, I'm pigged. Okay, well, I can top deck that. The Way of the Frog overrides the pig, and do this. And again, this is fine. I can crown the artisan. I can frog the second artisan, and then do something with this, unless they pile here. I don't think they can. They at most have 7 money. They have 7 coppers, a stockpile, potentially 1 more crown. So if they have crown, stockpile, 5 coppers, that's 14 money. 6. Oh, that's only 11 money. They can only have 11 money, and they've got 2 gains here. So they've got 4 gains. So I can crown artisan, gain a crown, top deck a copper, frog the second artisan, and then crown the second artisan and get 2 duchies. If they don't have a win here. Which I don't think, I mean, I just did the math, but maybe my math is wrong. Okay, so crown artisan, gain crown, gain frog, crown artisan, gain duchy, gain duke. Frog, gain duchy, top deck duchy, play, gain duke, top deck. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I just noticed the spot I was in. They gained a bunch of payload, and I didn't think I would win in the next shuffle, so I just rushed down the duchies there. So that went well for me, I think. That was a win for player 1. I will see you in game 2.